And welcome inside Delaware Live Sports. Nick Allison journey alongside my broadcast partner, Pat Garianis. Jason Winchell, our producer, Nick Halliday, right next to me today up here on the balcony to my left on camera. And Pat, should be a fantastic matchup here today. Two top 10 teams, two teams that we know pretty well. This year, though, a new era for the Sanford Warriors. We'll get to them here in a second. And right now, we're going to deal with the top team in the state. That's the number 1 Howard Wildcats, 7-2 on the year. You had a chance to check them out already once this season. Here they are back here on the road against a tough Sanford team. Going to be a test for the Wildcats here as our top-ranked team in the state this week.
Yeah, and you know what, Nick? This is based off of what we've seen from both of these teams. If you at home like defense, you're going to love this game. Both of these teams get after it, play with high energy on the defensive side of the floor. You want to talk about Howard. They're not very tall. Their tallest guy goes about 6'4", and that's Darius Brown. Aiden Richards-Powell and his brother Xavier are also 6'4", but they're not a tall team. But they are all guards. They all are extremely active defensively. They got some length to them, and they can get after you. They like to turn transition defense into offense and play that fast-paced style of game you've come accustomed to from the Howard Wildcats.
And again, Howard 7-2 on the season. Both of those losses to out-of-state programs. Newman Goretti to open up the season in a matchup
Overtime.
I believe that you guys had a chance to check out.
Nationally ranked Newman Goretti in overtime.
Yeah, how about that? What a way to start their season. And then yesterday, obviously, they're going to be back-to-backs here today for the Howard Wildcats. We saw them play back-to-back games in the Summer League. They played one, rested for 10 minutes, played another. They've got back-to-back games here. They played yesterday on the 17th out-of-state at Rowan University against out-of-state St. Elizabeth, New Jersey, a 5-point loss for Howard. Those are their only 2 losses. Again, out-of-state programs, your number 1 ranked team in the state for us at 7-2, led by head coach Rayshawn Matthews Sr. And now, Pat, over to the home team. That's the Sanford Warriors. And this year, obviously, a lot of questions coming in. New head coach Ty Perry.
Yep.
And the end of an era with head coach Stan Waterman, now at Dell State, having numerous state championships there. So like we talked about, a new era here at Sanford. They come in as our 6th-ranked team in the state. A relatively new squad that you get a chance to check out here, getting a lot of minutes. What did you see so far this season out of the Sanford Warriors?
They're young, right? You talked about the changing of the guard. 2 seniors on this team, Ibuka Nwobodo, or 3 of them. Alex Luce as well as Porter Kelly. The rest, you're looking at, you got 5th, 8th, and / 9th graders. A lot of young guys down here. They're starting to, find their identity. As I said, defensive side of the floor, they really get after you. They're led by junior carryover from last year, Dayon Polk. He's really developed an offensive game. That was something we saw last year from him. Really great defender, but wasn't aggressive offensively. Obviously, he had a couple other, upperclassmen above him that were more than fine with shooting the basketball. But this year, he's developed his offensive game. So it's a young team. They're still trying to feel, the game out offensively, but they're going to get after you, and they seem that they play hard for the entire game, and that's a credit to Ty Perry and his staff.
And again, Sanford 4-1 on the season. That only loss coming to Tower Hill last Tuesday in that 59-56 game, and what a game that was. And coming into that game, Sanford hadn't really done a lot of activity or basketball activity within a week, due to everything that's going on during that time period. So a tougher game for them there. And now here we are, Howard and Sanford just under a minute now till tip-off, Pat. Should be a good one here today.
Yeah, and if you want to look at a key for both teams, one thing is Howard's going to have to try and get out early and often offensively. They got 4 guys averaging double figures. That'd be number 0, Xavier Richards-Powell, 12.4 points a game. Demir Hollingsworth, who was averaging 20 points per game. They've kind of evenly distributed it out of recent times. 14.5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds. Then you go Darius Brown at 11.5 a game, 6 rebounds. Rasan Matthews Jr., R.J. Matthews, 11.3 points per game. And then you filter in a guy like a Jameer DeShields who's averaging 8 points a game. So they can fill up the stat sheet offensively. Key for the Sanford Warriors is going to be finding consistent scoring. They got 3 guys that are averaging double figures. Dayon Polk at 14 a game. Jaden Taylor, the 9th graders, averaging 10.5. And then Chris Stanford, he may be the key for them, the junior big man, 12.8 points per game. He had a big game in their previous win. But then it's a drop-off. Then you go down to Sean Forrest and Ibuka Nwobodo at around 4.5 points per game. So they're going to have to find a way to keep up with Howard's scoring. Defensively, it's almost a wash between these two teams.
Yeah, if you like defense, you heard Pat say this could be the game for you. A top 10 matchup here coming to you live on Delaware Live Sports from Sanford. We're now going to pause for starting lineups and national anthem here before tip-off.
First State Orthopedic statewide has 29 physicians at 16 locations. Our physicians and staff provide both non-surgical as well as surgical treatment for almost all orthopedic conditions and injuries. We are specially trained in the current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physician and orthopedic consultant for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to the local emergency departments as well as medical aid units and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Call for an appointment today or visit us at firststateortho.com.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
But have you tried Premier? Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality.
High school athletics is not what it used to be. The sporting goods industry has been disrupted, adding to coach and athletic director daily challenges. BSN Sports stands ready to change the fundamentals of our industry, giving our customers the advantages they need right now. Your dedicated local sales pro is supported with nationwide team service, including sport and category experts. Get the look of D1 colleges and pro teams with our program that streamlines ordering your staff apparel, player gear, and fan wear. Stretch your budget with our fundraising solution. Free and ready in minutes. Our campus branding products are perfect for boosting school and team pride. BSN Sports has the advantages you need right now.
And here we go, Delaware Live Sports Top 10 matchup in our First State Orthopedics game of the week. Number 1, Howard, coming on the road to take on number 6, Sanford. Should be a great game here tonight. Pat, and you talked a little bit about it in the pregame. Now we might have a newer audience here as we're set for tip-off. Keys to the game, if you don't mind, again, for our listeners at home.
Yeah, for Howard, it's getting out after it offensively, right? Defensively, you think both of these teams would be a wash. Howard's going to have to try to establish aggression offensively, turn some defense into offense, try to turn some of these Sanford guards over. And then if you're Sanford, you got to find secondary scoring, as we mentioned. And I did misspeak in the pregame. 3 guys averaging double figures. Number 22, Chris Stanford. Number 3, Dayon Polk. And number 11, Porter Kelly. Someone else is going to have to step up. Those guys are going to get theirs. But if they can get another person to step up, it's going to be big for them to try and keep up with this Howard team that can score.
And we are underway here at the Sanford School. Tip going to be controlled by the top 10 in the state, Howard, and they're going to let it fly here right off the bat. It's Rayson Matthews. He was open from the top of the key. That one off the mark.
It's not a bad look. Howard's going to shoot the ball. They are not going to be timid. They are going to go right after you. Like I said, try and get you out of this gym early.
That ball picked and stolen by Darius Brown, almost able to throw it down. Finger roll is good for 2, and there's that Howard defense you talked about here early.
Yeah, they're going to get after you now, and they're long. They may not be tall, but they're long. Sanford don't have a whole lot of height either. This is a really good matchup.
Here's Dion Polk. He's, again, your guy to watch here for Sanford. One of the best defensive players we've seen the last few years, now developing that offensive game here this season. We talked about it, up to 14 points a game as he penetrates, gets in the lane, ball stripped. Will Stato down this end with Sanford.
You can see the hands there. That's the sophomore Jameer DeShields. He contributes a little bit on offense, too. He's really starting to develop. Again, a 10th grader. He's a guy, as this season has gone on, has become more comfortable, more confident on the floor. You add him into the mix with these other 4 guys on the floor that were already in a groove, and you got yourself a dangerous team. That's why they're number 1 in the state right now.
There's Wobodo underneath and got a little foot happy there in the paint. He'll get called for the travel. So the Howard defense with a few forced turnovers here through 1 minute.
Another thing to keep in mind here with the jerseys, number 11 in blue, Xavier Richards-Powell. He tends to wear number 0 at home when they're wearing white. There's no number 0 blue jersey, so he's not number 11 on.
There you go. Good job, Pat. Way to
something to keep an eye on. That's all.
For sure, absolutely. As we're again a minute in, 2-0. Howard off the Darius Brown steal and layup. So Howard underneath their own basket. They'll inbound now to Brown in the corner, and that ball is stolen right back by the Warriors.
It was a good trap by Sanford. Now they're out and running.
Porter Kelly open 3. That one off the mark. Nwobodo underneath to clean it up, +1.
And Ibuka Nwobodo is a really solid player. I mean, he's just a big guy, hard to move. If he can get some offensive rebounds and putbacks, that could work for Sanford as well. Really like to see them, establish the post presence opposite of Stanford.
And again, you talked about the defense, Sanford there getting the turnover and then going out in transition and able to get some points off the Porter Kelly miss as Ibuka Nwobodo was underneath. Good offensive rebound, got it to go, and 3-point play successful. 3-2 Sanford, 6:37 in our opening quarter.
What I love is almost a steal there. During that free throw, here's Hollingsworth for a 3. He's going to bury it. During those free throws, Coach Tyrone Perry pulling his players over and coaching them up. He is always coaching. That's one thing I've noticed about him here in the game or two that we've seen. And just look at this, Howard just really getting after it, wreaking havoc.
Extra pass led to a corner 3, no good, and a foul here. It's going to go the other way, I believe, or are they going to keep it down and call it against Sanford? I believe it's against Howard, but for the moment,
yeah, it looks like it looks like they called a foul on Jameer DeShields.
So now here's that pressure out of Howard, been causing fits against Sanford here early.
Yeah, they're nonstop. They are relentless defensively. And Sanford's kind of like the baby Howard, so to speak.
Dion Polk going to try his luck at a triple. That one just missing into the hands of Hollingsworth, who brings it up past half court. Again, lost the handle a little bit. He'll get bumped on the outside by Alex Luce.
Hollingsworth's so good. I mean, he's going to have a decision to make. He is talented enough on the football field and on the basketball court to kind of make his choice with what path does he want to go to at the next level, right?
You got to be some kind of athlete.
Yeah.
And he is just that athlete. 5'3". Hollingsworth in the corner, back up top. Here's Richardson Powell. Ball tipped back into the hands of DeShields. As they'll reset the offense, 5:36 remaining in the first. DeShields, a little hesitation as he kicks to the corner. Good defense here by Sanford.
And you can see the lateral quickness. They're really active defensively, Sanford is.
That Hollingsworth 3 had a chance. Wouldn't go. Offensive rebound for the Wildcats. Here's DeShields in the corner. He'll put it on the floor. And again, good Sanford going to let them reset. Hollingsworth this time on the right wing for 3. That one off the mark as well, into the hands underneath of Forrest. And now that ball tipped out of play.
Again, both of these teams, these are 2 of the top, if not the 2 top defensive teams in the state of Delaware. Neither of them really have a whole lot of height, but in terms of just on-ball defense and help defense, they really have it. So, the lack of rim protection is one thing, but if you can't get to the rim to begin with, maybe you don't need it.
And once again, DeShields right in the face of Dion Polk. He's able to get it.
Over.
Yeah. Here's Stanford up top now. We'll kick it out to Alex Luce.
Double post here.
And active hands underneath by the Wildcats. Tipped it out of play. Almost run and saved that time by Aiden Richards-Powell, but it'll stay down the center.
Yeah, good hustle there by Aiden Richards-Powell. He came in, got his brother a little bit ago.
Aiden averaging 5.5 points a game, the junior, 6'4" wing for the Wildcats. Trying to get Porter Kelly free on the inbound. Good defense and closeout by Matthews.
I mean, you can see, look at the defense by DeShields on Polk, even off ball. He is in his hip pocket.
Elevating, mid-range jumper off the mark. Hustling the rebound is Lobodo, but won't be able to track it down.
That's going to be a big shot for Stanford if he can develop that, right? He can kind of take the pressure off Polk as a scorer. He's kind of done that throughout the year at almost 13 a game, but he's going to have to continue to do that for this team. They need to have some offensive options, that's for sure.
And DeShields, he's been the man of the hour, chosen to go up on Dion Polk defensively. Looking through stats, I believe 2 games ago, he had 8 steals in one ball game, so definitely the guy for the job. Now he's going to be free in the corner. His triple, no good, but Darius Brown going to get the offensive board with one arm as his other arm is being held down underneath, and he'll get fouled.
Good positioning by the senior there, Brown. Nwobodo is not an easy man to move, as you can see. He's just a solid human being, and Brown was able to fend him off. It was strong enough to hold him off with one arm and go up and grab the rebound with the other.
Darius Brown, him and Hollingsworth leading the team in rebounding, both over 6 a ball game. As the first free throw for Darius Brown, long off the back end of the rim.
Well, home court advantage here for Sanford. Sean Forrest going to check in, number 23 in white. And for Howard, number 1, Giante Holland. He's a fun little player to watch too, okay? He may not stuff the stat sheet offensively, but he's another guy that'll be right in your hip pocket.
You're absolutely right. I'm going through he was 4 steals, 6 steals. He was another one of those guys with about 4 steals a game. Him and DeShields are the 2 defensive guys as the second free throw goes for Darius Brown. 1-2, 6-3 now. Still a 1-possession game here early between Sanford and Howard. That ball going to be tipped, almost stolen. Who's going to be able to track it down? It's Polk, and now he has numbers for the Warriors. Kick to the corner. Good recovery by Howard.
It was good recovery by Polk, to be honest with you. You can't have those soft passes like you saw from Lobodo against this Howard defense. They are too quick. They are too anticipatory. They will find a way to get their hands on the ball if it's not a strong pass.
And Sanford having a hard time finding an open shot, and there it is. The trap has been perfect. Now some ball movement out of Sanford. A cutting.
Oh, well done.
Forrester now kicked to the corner. Going to step into a long 2 that time. Was Porter Kelly off the mark, but a second chance here for Sanford.
That was a tough angle by Kelly. Forrest had to throw it off the defender there. Again, Howard all over the place, but Porter Kelly did a great job on a pump fake. Just when he drove, he got himself way too close to the baseline, had to almost shoot that over the backboard in order to get that on the rim. Perhaps an extra drive, go up, raise up a 2-hand strong layup. That may be the alternative there.
And Pat, we've seen a lot of good defense through our years here broadcasting games on Delaware Live Sports, but I'll tell you, just going through the first half of this first quarter, I don't know if I've seen a team need to work as hard to get a shot off than we've seen Sanford here against this Howard defense.
It's incredible. And like I said, okay, they don't have rim protection. That's fine. Their perimeter defense is so elite that you're right. I mean, right there you had them completely out of order
when they
got that ball into Forrest in the middle, and he did the right thing, kicked it opposite, and there was 2 defenders on him right away somehow. It's just they make up for mistakes with their quickness, their effort, and their athleticism.
And the Wildcats on back-to-backs. I mean, I guess you wouldn't say means as much in high school as it was once you're a little bit older. But still, second game in 2 days for the Wildcats. They try to set up an inbound underneath to Stanford. That shot rejected.
Richards-Powell.
Here's Polk, though, another second chance for Sanford. Floater off the mark. Stanford going to high for another rebound. We'll see if that ball was tipped near us by Alex Luce, and Porter Kelly. It was not, so we'll stay down here.
Good hands there by R.J. Matthews to get the tip, but Stanford did a wonderful job getting the offensive rebound. Need to have him keep the ball up here around his chin and just go right back up. You're taller than everybody on the court.
Yeah, that's the one thing Sanford's doing well is rebounding here early. That 3 misses for Porter Kelly. Again, you don't want to leave him open for that. That's a shot he can hit, but that one wouldn't go.
Yeah, that's going to be key. As we said, Sanford's got to try and keep up offensively. They're going to have to get a couple of these perimeter shots to go down.
Trying to force that one into Darius Brown. Now they're going to leak it up ahead. Layup is good. Counted, and the foul. Porter Kelly this time finds the bottom of the net, and he has a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Great outlet pass. Good job by Porter Kelly going up strong, right? He knew he was going to take the contact. He knew they were going to come and block the shot. He didn't alter his layup because of that. A lot of guys, you see that happen. They alter their layup or they're trying to find the contact. He went up strong as if no one was there. Got the hoop and the horn.
Chance for, again, the old-fashioned three-point play on the way for Porter Kelly. Again, 10.5 points per game for the senior guard. And now we have a mask violation. Again, our producer, Jason, going to let us in. I believe somebody had to come out of the ball game.
Not sure. I think maybe he got told once too many times about it. It doesn't look like it's broken. It's Stanford that has to come out.
Again, would have been a... For the Warriors, want to get him back in soon.
Yeah, definitely. They're getting him straightened out.
Free throw for Kelly is up and in.
Tied up at 6, Nick. That's what they needed.
And we said a defensive ball game here early at the Sanford School. Hollingsworth kick to the corner. Richards Powell. His three won't go. And again, Wildcats putting up some outside shots here early. It's not falling.
And they're open. I mean, they're open looks. So eventually you got to hope that they fall. I'll tell you what, Sanford's not giving them anything easy. I'll tell you that much.
Nice out underneath. Yeah, Buka Nwoburo finding two inside.
Nice work. And again, if he can develop that offensively, if he can start doing that a little more consistently for this team, get his average up to around 8 points, that'd be huge for Sanford.
Demir Hollingsworth going to hit him with a shoulder on that hop step. He'll get called for the charge, and great positioning underneath.
Exactly, Nick. Great positioning. And again, great foot speed. Sanford can match, Howard with their foot speed, and they were just in great position. Most times, Demir Hollingsworth's getting a blocking call on that because he's quicker than the guy that he's driving on. That time, Sanford was just in great position, turns it to a charge. Don't want to force the issue.
Sanford now able to beat that pressure here rather easily. Kelly open for three. He'll fire. No good. Rebound, though, offensively to Forrest underneath. Ball tipped and lost there, and then stolen right back by Howard.
Too many hands there for Howard.
Here's Hollingsworth in transition. He'll kick to the corner. And ball poked away from
Wow.
Dion Polk.
Hollingsworth, that's a second, Nick. That's a second on Hollingsworth there. Sanford tried to get out in transition.
And again, Hollingsworth, their leading scorer, also their leading rebounder. He can do it all for the Wildcats. And he's got two personals here in the first quarter. Still 1:52 to play in our opening quarter.
DeShields back in. Sorry, Nick. Say DeShields back in, as well as number 4, Damian Ross. Averages around 5 and 5, according to the stats here off the bench. Number 4 in blue.
Howard just 2 field goals here in the first quarter. As Polk has it in the corner. And he's going to throw that one away. There's that Howard defense.
Yeah, I was going to say, the defense made Stanford have to, establish his post, push back. And I don't think Polk was anticipating that. Threw it where he was instead of where he was going.
Here's DeShields. Over to the left wing. Nice pass to Darius Brown, but better defense underneath by Forrest.
It's a good contest. Like to see Brown put that off the backboard.
123 and 8-6 ball game. Sanford trying to extend this 2-point lead.
Look at the defense. It's fun to watch, man. And I know there's a lot of folks out there that don't think defense is a part of the game anymore. Not with these two teams.
Here's Stanford, gets inside. Lefty floater wouldn't go. Rebound up for grabs. They're going to have a foul here against the Warriors. I'm going to send it the other direction.
Good battle down low. Marcus Johnson coming in for Howard. He's going to get Darius Brown. Like to see Howard just continue to move the ball around. Maybe try and tire Sanford out a little bit on the defensive side of the floor and then get the foot speed advantage.
And we
Make
know
these
Howard,
guys work.
They can go all day long, all night long. The Wildcats, at any time, they've got that type of stamina. Here's Richardson Powell. He'll drive defense underneath, and he got hit by a few Warriors down there.
Yeah, it's an aggressive game, man. Richards Powell, he got stuck. He didn't really have anywhere to go because that Sanford defense was just covering everything up. And unfortunately, they did kind of reach in there on the drive, pick up the foul.
So Xavier Richards Powell inbound there as they get it back up top. 43 seconds and an 8-6 lead for Sanford.
Second too late on that reversal. They had Richards Powell open for 3 there. Couldn't get it to him.
Now here's to Shields.
Not a whole lot of movement going on right now by Howard offensively. That's one thing you're going to have to do it against Sanford. I understand that it looks like they're going to. I take that back. Looks like they're holding for the last shot.
I guess so. That's what it
wow,
looks like.
Not
yeah.
used to seeing that.
I'm with you.
Pulling that out of the old St. Mark Sally's books here. Let's run the last minute off.
Yeah, 45 seconds on the clock on the inbound, and now 10 for the Shields to work with. Here's Richards Powell, gets in, floater off the glass is too strong, and now 5 seconds if the Warriors can get a shot off. 3, 2 for Stanford. He'll let it fly. Out of play it goes in a low-scoring first quarter as we anticipated. 8-6. Sanford here at home is a 2-point lead over the top team in the state. We'll take a break when we come back. Second quarter action live from the Sanford School.
Hi, it's Scott and Lauren from Soho Concepts.
And today we're at Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Catch 54 is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine overlooking the bay. House favorites include signature crab cakes, shrimp and grits, our famous 54 burger, all accompanied by a wine spectator wine list and a great selection of craft ales and cocktails. Catch 54 offers delicious nightly specials, award-winning waterfront dining views, and the best happy hour in town.
Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week.
See you soon.
Hi, it's Scott and Lauren from Soho Concepts.
And today we're at Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Catch 54 is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine overlooking the bay. House favorites include signature crab cakes, shrimp and grits, our famous 54 burger, all accompanied by a wine spectator wine list and a great selection of craft ales and cocktails. Catch 54 offers delicious night.
And welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports. Nick Alessandrini alongside Pat Garianis. Jason Winchell, our producer. Nick Halliday, our cameraman, up on the balcony here at Sanford School for a top 10 matchup between number 1 Howard and number 6 Sanford. And Pat, if you like defense, you talked about this is the game for you. An 8-6 first quarter, and Pat, just 4 scores entirely here in the ball game so far.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been contested. Now, in terms of getting to the rim, outside shots, neither team has gotten it going yet from the outside. Perhaps the new key to the game after the first quarter is who's going to hit the outside shots first. Because neither one of them are letting up on any kind of drives or mid-range jump shots. Everything's contested and difficult.
Here we go, second quarter action underway. It's Marcus Johnson up top as he'll hand off to Jante Holland as some of the reserves here in for the Howard Wildcats. Xavier Richards Powell now will hand off to DeShields, and again, we're going to defense at a premium
it's a pack
here
line.
In this one.
They're pack lining right now. Like to see a little pick and roll. Here we go.
Johnson tries to slip. It'll lead to a Richards Powell 3 in the corner off the rim into the hands of Stanford.
A little bit long. That's one thing we've been seeing from Howard. They're hitting that back rim quite a bit.
You're absolutely right.
Sanford will live with that. Like, they'll live with giving up the three-point shots. They are not going to let you get to the rim on them.
And seeing this zone look out of the Wildcats. Free it up for Alex Luce. He'll pass on the 3, step into a mid-range jumper, and that's nothing but net.
That's a great job by Luce. On the pump fake, he saw the defender running at him. He stepped in, and he took the shot confidently. Sometimes guys want to go all the way to the basket. No. Hit that little mid-range jump shot. No one was there. That's a nice hit, and it's going to be there for Sanford going forward.
Here's Johnson. He'll put it on the floor. Gets to the block. Kick back up top to Xavier Richards Powell. He'll fire up a floater.
Yeah. A
little bit out of control at the free throw line, but here comes a second chance opportunity for Howard.
And that's just because the Sanford defense won't allow you to get all the way to the rim. So you're going to throw that floater up there like that.
And there's another 3, this time from DeShields. Once again off the mark, this time short. And again, Howard trying to find that sweet spot from beyond the arc. And you're absolutely right, Pat. You mentioned a few moments ago. Sanford will live with that shot. Again, another decent look, though, for Howard. They're just, again, not getting the triples to fall, at least here in the first half.
Well, and a lot of Howard's game is they're quicker than the other team in the half court, and they force turnovers to get out in transition. Sanford has done a wonderful job of not turning the basketball over and turning this into a half-court game. and that's why the score is the way that it is.
And Sanford took about a few minutes to get settled in to that Howard pressure, and you're right, doing a good job now as Polk gets in, hangs, and finishes.
Nice job by Dayon Polk. Yeah, I mean, this game's being played at Sanford's pace, and Coach Tyrone Perry has got to be really pumped with the way that his team's playing early in this game.
12-6. Again, Howard hasn't scored since the halfway mark of the first quarter. You can attribute that to the Sanford defense. Johnson will drive, kick. Deontay Holland now on the baseline.
Skip. Oh, they missed it.
DeShields gets away with a push-off, or I take it back. No, he didn't.
Oh, wow, they called a foul. The one ref was going to call a walk. The ref over here called a foul.
And got him with the offhand. Yeah, that one just a little too obvious.
Howard just processing things just a second too late. Typically, it'd be right on time against most teams in the state of Delaware, but the Sanford defense is so quick and so well positioned that they're a half a second late on their decision making. That reverse pass over was a half a second. They didn't even make it, but even if they did make it, it would have been a little bit too late.
And now, again, Numbers going to beat that Howard press and leads to a layup the other direction for Obodo. He's the game high now, 7 points. And Sanford, 14-6 here, 5 minutes to go in the first half.
What a start by the Warriors. Again, this game's being played at their pace, completely dominating this game.
Hollingsworth, mid-range jumper, knocks it down. There's Hollingsworth, been waiting for him to get some things going. That's his second bucket.
And the 2 early fouls had him on the bench. Coach Matthews could not wait to get him back in the game. And right away, I mean, you can see his offensive game is the most advanced on his team, able to knock down that mid-range jump shot. Stop the bleeding a little bit.
And one of the things we talked about coming into the broadcast was Sanford had to stay out of foul trouble. Doing a good job of early in that, but Howard also helping them out with some of those long-range jump shots they've taken here in the first half. Haven't really put it on the floor and drive and penetrated, as we see out of Luce there, and he'll get called for that one. Great job underneath by Marcus Johnson.
Wonderful job by Johnson. Stepping in, sacrificing the body. Luce just got a little bit ahead of himself. Maybe he pulls up for the mid-range jump shot. Maybe he stops and tries to dribble it back out, but nonetheless, this is good defense by Howard. And you see Coach Tyrone Perry, again, he never misses an opportunity to coach his guys up. That's one thing I really appreciate about him.
Doing a good job here in year number 1. You lose a lot of guys from that Sanford team last year, a lot of seniors going there to go play college basketball. Again, you're stepping into a little bit of a different Sanford program here this year, and he's done a great job so far this season.
Do have a score update from our own Mike Lang. 33-13, William Penn over Conrad at the half.
William Penn, they were impressive when we were there last week, Jason and I.
Valmont and company.
Yeah, they looked good at home against Mount Pleasant, one of the teams to keep an eye on this season. As we're back underway, DeShields launches a 3, and that one's good.
Big hit. And like, if they're able to knock those down, they're going to get themselves right back into this game, as they had. 14-11 now.
And DeShields, he can be a spark plug. He had 20 a few games ago, over 20. As Sanford trying to break the pressure, kick out top. It's going to lead to a Nico McNeil. And again, hesitated just a little bit too much.
That's going to be a shot eventually that Nico pulls up and takes. You see Coach Perry, hey, slow down. He just kind of got caught in between. Am I going to shoot this? Am I going to drive this? The starters back in and Damian Ross. So the 4 starters, Matthews, Brown, Hollingsworth, and DeShields, as well as Ross.
Yeah, our first shot, I believe, Damian Ross, 5 points, 5 rebounds. Coming into this one for the Howard Wildcats, and they'll be patient here offensively, set up down 14-11. Hollingsworth kicks to the corner. DeShields hit one, and how about another? 2 in a row for the sophomore.
And a timeout here by Coach Matthews. Wants to talk it over. Yeah, Howard's going to, we said it, they're going to have to knock down a few of these outside shots. They've now done that, and they're right back in this game.
Again, James DeShields, the 6-foot sophomore, again, starting to get a little bit more minutes as of late. And again, we talked about it took him a little while to get started, but he was filling up the stat sheet the last few games.
He's been getting, as this season has progressed, you can see him getting more and more comfortable and confident in his game. And if they can, like I said, if he can get going as another threat on this Howard team, they're one of the most talented top starting 5s in the state of Delaware. And then they bring these guys off the bench that know their roles and fill in their roles. That's why right now, that's why we have him as our number 1 team.
And again, DeShields coming off a 20-point performance a few weeks ago against Newark in that big 30-point win for Howard. So again, they got some guys that can score. And again, you talked about it, Pat, with the way this game's going. They're going to need to knock down some of those shots. And 2 big ones in a row from DeShields, getting them right back into it. We're all tied up at 14, 3:23 to go in the first half. And we talked about how it should be a good one. It's living up to the hype here early.
It is. I mean, the majority of the game is being played at Sanford's pace. Don't get me wrong. And they've done a really good job of not turning the basketball over. And that's why this game is tied up, to be completely honest with you. And Sanford sitting there at that number 6 ranking. And honestly, you know, that's only because offensively we're unsure where they're going to be. They're still developing offensively. But they're right in the mix. They're right outside the mix, I should say, in terms of a state championship contender.
Back underway here at Sanford, 14 all. 3:15 to play. Polk going to penetrate, kick to the corner. And then a whistle on DeShields as he lost a little bit of that momentum going forward. And Polk a little bit
he
took
up
one
there. Right in kidney shot, so to speak, man. Those ones hurt. But I love what he did. He caught the ball and he used his body as a shield to where the defender had to go through him in order to get to the ball. And because of that, he got the foul and will go to the line for 1-on-1. That's the 3rd on DeShields.
Wow, how
so
about
foul
that?
trouble for Howard. DeShields with 3, Hollingsworth with 2.
And just as he was starting to heat up, hit 2 threes in a row. That's the last thing you want to see is have to pull out, like we talked about, spark plug here tonight as he hit 2 triples in a row. He'll have to head to the bench with 3 fouls. Polk gonna miss the front end.
Nice effort by Stanford to get the offensive board, Nick.
Stanford and Wobodeau playing well here today so far in the first half for Sanford. They're doing well on the glass.
A little bit of a log jam here offensively for Sanford. I think they're going to get a 3-second violation.
Yeah, they got it. Porter Kelly underneath.
Little late getting that offensive set up. It looked like Kelly was going to run off of some screens, but it took a little slow developing there. And he was just sitting there waiting to get that play underway and picked up the 3-second count.
Howard now a chance to get the lead back for the first time since early in that first quarter with 2:47 remaining in the first half.
See Howard getting in some sets here.
Here's Damian Ross looking for his first bucket of the game. He'll drive baseline, had a good layup opportunity, too strong.
It was a great take, and honestly, that was the first drive that really, resulted in a quality layup in quite some time for Howard. He just wasn't able to knock it in.
Polk, they'll give him some space. He'll let it fly short on the 3 attempt. Forrest with the rebound, right back to for $1. Polk going to put it on the baseline instead. And then Darius Brown going to tip it away and stolen by Howard. Here's Damian Ross, 1-on-1. He'll leap inside, take some contact, and finish.
Sean Forrest was in great position to take the charge. He was there, he was set, he was in position, and it just looked like last second, he's like, he got caught. He hesitated. Do I go for the block? Do I just get out of the way? He was in good positioning, though, and I'm sure he's going to get coached up right now. Did half the job, got yourself in position. Now you just got to take the body. You just got to take it.
So they're going to give that foul.
That's his second.
To Sean Forrest underneath.
Good strong take by Ross. Looking to convert this 3-point play.
And he does. We had a few old-fashioned 3-point plays here in the first half of this one, and that one gives Howard the lead back, 17-14, still a one-possession game as we tick near the 2-minute mark.
11-0 run here from Howard, Nick.
See if Stanford can put an end to it here. Forrest back up top to Nico McNeil. Yeah, Nico, just a freshman.
And this is the next step for Dayon Polk's game. Can he develop the outside, be an outside scoring threat? Nice take by Wobodeau.
Wobodeau having an impressive first half. He's got 9 and a good little pump fake on the baseline, frees him up underneath.
Good strong take. He's been good for them, as you said, Nick. I mean, he's not a guy that's a offensive weapon for them. But today, 4 points on nice strong takes to the rim.
Aiden Richards' pal 3 is off the mark. Now here comes Sanford, a chance to get that lead back, trailing 17-16, 1:20 remaining in the first half, and another 3-second call, this one against Wobodeau.
Just got to be aware where you're at on the court. And the officials obviously have now, flagged them for 2 3-second violations. You got to know now they're looking for it. Got to really be hyper aware.
1:12 to go here in half number one. 17-16 lead for Howard. Here's Hollingsworth. Hop step in the lane. Took some contact. Hip checked by Nico McNeil. And that's going to be a 1-and-1 upcoming now for the for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Hollingsworth forcing the issue there and was able to get the defender in a compromised position. And he'll go to the line for two because of that.
Again, Hollingsworth, the leading scorer for the Howard Wildcats this year, over 16.5 points per game, and battled foul trouble early in this first half. Had him on the bench. He's got 5 before these free throws, able to knock down the first.
Yeah, he's did good because he picked up those 2 fouls in the first quarter, and he's had this little 3 or 4 minute run here in the second, foul free.
So one more on the way for the leading scorer on the top team in the state. And 2 for 2 for Demir Hollingsworth. He's got 7.
And they'll get they're going to get Hollingsworth out. Smart substitution by Coach Matthews. You do not want him to pick up his 3rd foul.
Yeah, I'm with you. Heads up by the Howard coaching staff there. 19-16 as we hit a minute to go in the second quarter. And here's that trap from Howard as they get it over to Polk. One more to the corner. That's going to be a 3 for Porter Kelly. This one also wouldn't fall, and he's struggling from beyond the arc. As Howard going to try to get something going in transition. Hanging, Richard Powell can't finish.
Nice hustle by Ross. He's the one that made the play there. He didn't get the rebound, but he's the one that disrupted that play and made that an out of bounds on Sanford.
He's active. We know that about him. 3rd on the team in rebounding, and he's a guard. That's Damian Ross, over 5 boards a game for him. And very active on that series of events that time. And now the clock stopped at 42 seconds.
Stephen Conway coming in, number 21 for Sanford. Another talented freshman on this team.
So they get it in 40 seconds before we head to the locker room, and he's going to step out of bounds.
Yeah, he's in a bad spot. You want to stay out of those corners against this Sanford defense. Or if you do, it should be on a quick ball reversal for a shot. You don't want the ball to stick in that corner because they will trap you every single time.
So with 38 seconds left here, we'll see what Sanford can do with it. With the Howard defense, you obviously wouldn't be surprised if they get another shot as well here. So we'll see how it goes. Here's that pressure from Howard. Polk able to beat it for the moment, and now they'll try to set up the offense with under 30 to play.
He's looking for a screen here is Polk.
He got one. He's going to elevate, fire the mid-range jumper. Still can't find his shot here in the first half as it heads out of play. Last touched by Stanford underneath.
Yes, Sanford's going cold, and again, this is their challenge by the end of the year that they're going to want it to get to. Offensively, they got to be a little more efficient with shooting the basketball. If they're able to do that and get their scoring up from like 40 to 45 a game up to that 55 to 60 range, they're going to be a real dangerous team.
13 seconds.
The defense is maybe only matched by Howard.
That's absolutely correct. Sanford able to come up with a steal. 5 seconds, hand it off. Stanford, can he put it up and in? No! And a critical opportunity goes lost there for the Warriors. They come up with the steal. 2 shots underneath. Both wouldn't go. And that brings us to the half here at the Sanford School. A top 10 matchup between Howard and the Warriors. And Howard getting a little bit of a rhythm late there, Pat. They wind up with a 3-point lead, 19-16. Low-scoring game as we head to the locker room.
Yeah, well, they hit a couple mid-range jump shots. They hit a couple threes, and they got to the free throw line to get themselves going a little bit offensively in the last 4 or 5 minutes of that second quarter. But can't help but be impressed with Sanford's effort tonight defensively. They're really forcing Howard to work for quality looks, and that's the style of play that the Warriors need to play right now. We talked about offensively. They don't really have any elite offensive scoring guys. So what are they going to do? How are they going to win games? They're going to play great defense. They're going to slow the pace down. They're not going to make mistakes and turn the ball over. They're going to take what they can get, keep games close, and you never know what can happen if it's a close game down the stretch. A lot of craziness can occur when you keep games tight.
That's absolutely right. It's a defensive battle here at Sanford. Again, Howard on the road on top, 19-16 as we head to the locker room. We come back, we'll get your first half stats and ready for second half action right here on Delaware Live Sports.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway next to Blue Coast Rehoboth, Thompson Island will follow the Sodell tradition of serving beautiful, simple food that will pair perfectly with our fresh homemade beer. Thompson Island is a perfect place to have dinner with your family, enjoy happy hour with friends at the bar, or spend a day in the beer garden playing bocce ball and ping pong. Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy.
But have you tried Premier?
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting. I started back in 1984, incorporated in 1986. I never had the word no in my vocabulary. When someone called me to do a job, I always said yes, whether it was a struggle, whether it was 7 days a week, sun up to sundown, it didn't matter. And with that philosophy, we were able to grow to the size we are. We employ close to 80 individuals.
We really enjoy being in the family business. I look forward to coming to work every day, and it's so nice to work with the people that we work with in the office. We've really become a family with them. We really create a family experience around here.
And Cassidy Painting is a very diversified company. We don't say no to anything. We deal with everything from epoxy floors to painting buildings to spray foam insulation, spray fireproofing. If it deals with a coating, we can handle it. So when our customers call and they're under the gun and they know the need to get a job done, they know who to call because we perform. We've always been performed. We've never been replaced out of 37 years of business. For any of your painting needs, we can handle it.
Regulars have been enjoying Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen since 2015 for award-winning food, great drink selection, and live music. Now it's your turn. Bring your friends and family to our locations in Newark, Kennett Square, and our waterfront locations on the C&D Canal and in Lewis. Even your dogs are welcome on our heated patios. Enjoy lunch, dinner, or a weekend brunch that Elle Magazine said was one of the 50 best in the country, and find out for yourself what keeps people coming back to Grain. Not a regular? Stop in and we'll make you one.
We all know that choosing the right company for home preservation can be challenging. Your home is your castle, and only the best and most trusted will work, right? Of course. So why is Ace Handyman Services different and the right choice? We take great pride in our easy, no-hassle scheduling and communication process. You call, we answer, and we listen. Or take advantage of online booking 24/7. Once we understand your home needs, we schedule a craftsman to arrive at a convenient time for you. You then receive a pre-call the night before from your craftsman. On my way text notification so you know when to expect your craftsman to arrive. Regular updates on the progress of your job. Even follow-up prior to any warranty expiration dates. Easy, convenient, no surprises, ever. Our commitment is to treat your home, your family, your time, and your privacy with respect. Rest assured, you are always our top priority. Our multi-skilled craftsmen will complete the work on your home in a workmanlike manner. If we don't, we'll come back to make it right. It's what we do and have been since 1998. Simply put, we're different. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway, Blue Coast features indoor and outdoor dining and serves beautiful, simple food that highlights the flavors of Southern Delaware. With chef-inspired daily specials, an award-winning wine list, and an extensive list of craft cocktails and local beer, Blue Coast is the perfect spot for a night out. Blue Coast Seafood Grill in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round for lunch and dinner. See you soon.
High school athletics is not what it used to be. The sporting goods industry has been disrupted, adding to coach and athletic director daily challenges. BSN Sports stands ready to change the fundamentals of our industry, giving our customers the advantages they need right now. Your dedicated local sales pro is supported with nationwide team service, including sport and category experts. Get the look of D1 colleges and pro teams with our program that streamlines ordering your staff apparel, player gear, and fan wear. Stretch your budget with our fundraising solution. Free and ready in minutes. Our campus branding products are perfect for boosting school and team pride. BSN Sports has the advantages you need right now.
And welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports. Nick Allison Jr. alongside Pat Gary. And it's Jason Winchell and Nick Halliday. A little top 10 basketball action for you here on this Tuesday night. Number 6 Sanford and number 1 Howard coming in. Pat, we talked about it. It was going to be a defensive battle, and well, it definitely was after the first half, a 19-16 ball game in favor of Howard. But Sanford leading through most of that first half. Howard able to put a run together near the end, and they have 3 triples due to the Wildcats, and that's helping with that 3-point lead.
Yeah, that's helped them. You know, Sanford, you know, they controlled the pace in that first half, turned this into a half-court game. They did a wonderful job of not turning the ball over, and they got a key contribution offensively from Globodo, the senior big man. 9 first-half points. On the season, he's averaging 4.5. So doubled his total game on season average here in the first half. So, you know, if they can get Dayon Polk going, if they can get Stanford going offensively, and Globodo he don't even have to really replicate what he did in the first half, just continue to contribute a little bit there. Sanford's going to be in a good spot. Howard, a little bit of foul trouble. Hollingsworth, as well as DeShields, 2 fouls and 3 fouls in terms of individually. Those guys are going to have to stay out of foul trouble, and they're going to hope to continue to knock down some perimeter shots.
And I believe they're going to get Hollingsworth on the inbound. Again, I'm not sure if we got it right here. Or it's
and they're going to call it on 11, which is Xavier Richards-Powell, who I don't even think was near the play.
Yeah, well, they're going to get
That's his second.
Yeah, so another foul. You talked about the foul trouble. And again, both teams have 4 scorers on each side. Hollingsworth has 7. Jameer DeShields has 6. He hit the 2 threes. Those are your leading scorers for Howard. And Sanford, you talked about Nwobodo as Stanford going to get called for the travel. Nwobodo has 9, Porter Kelly with 3, Polk with 2, and Alex Luce with 2, and Ross adding 2, Darius Brown 3 for the Wildcats. So we talked about just 4 scorers each, and it's a defensive battle.
It is, and the defense is so intense. Both teams seem hesitant with the ball offensively.
Yeah, that's a good point. Step back 3 for Rayshawn Matthews. He's going to try to get started.
Nice
rebound by Richards-Powell. Here comes another opportunity. Hollingsworth will launch a deep 3. That one wouldn't go either, and hustling down that play was Alex Luce, and he got a hand on Matthews. He was battling for the rebound.
Yeah, good job by Matthews. Nice job. 2 offensive rebounds there from Howard. One by Richards-Powell, the other one here by Matthews. Great job. A little more confident offensively there from Howard with those outside shots. They didn't fall, but the hustle is getting R.J. Matthews to the free throw line.
So it was a shooting foul, it'll send, like Pat mentioned, to the free throw line. First one is long for Matthews.
Matthews, of course, the sophomore star quarterback on the football team. The son of the coach, Rasan Matthews.
Yeah, I believe his dad was the offensive coordinator, I believe, for the football team as well. So 1 free throw for Matthews. 20-16 ball game. Here's Nwobodo trying to make his presence felt underneath. Lefty layup up and in.
Big fella's taking advantage of his opportunity here. 11 points. I think he's the first guy in the double figures in this game.
Yes, he is. Darius Brown trying to make something happen. Good defense by Stanford to go straight up.
Brown feels like he got hit on the arm there.
Porter Kelly wide open for 3. He's struggling from beyond the arc today, but look at Alex Luce battling once again underneath.
Yeah, there was no box out. He just came in, skied right over Hollingsworth for the board.
So here's Dion Polk again, one of the main offensive weapons, yet to find his rhythm here tonight.
Again, just a little bit of hesitation. He drove in there, but didn't really attack the basket. Sanford kind of unsure what they want to do offensively.
Reverse layup for Luce, no good. What a block underneath by Richards-Powell. And now it's DeShields up ahead of the pack, one-on-one with Porter Kelly up and in for DeShields, his 3rd bucket.
That's Howard's game. They want to get out in transition. They want to beat you down the floor and get easy layups. They weren't able to do that a whole bunch in the first half. That time they were able to do it, and they got the layup.
22-18, 4-point lead now for Howard. Here's that pressure as they get it up to Luce. He'll kick it to the corner to Nwobodo as they reset back up top, and Nwobodo's where they had most of their success. He's been the big body underneath. Howard yet to find somebody that could match him on the post, but they're not going to have to if they can tip and steal more balls like that.
Yeah, good hands there by Brown. He's the one that got the deflection.
Matthews thought about the 3 as they'll pass it around the perimeter here.
A little bit hesitant again on the rotation. Hollingsworth wanted it in the corner here.
Baseline jumper goes, and it's contested for Tamir Hollingsworth.
Coach Perry wants to talk it over. But there, I mean, like Hollingsworth, hey, don't hesitate, man. Let's work the ball around. Look at the baseline jump shot. It's just like this is Ryan Howard back in the day. Get me to the plate, boys.
Yeah, he's got 9 now as Hollingsworth. Big Ryan Howard guy.
Yeah.
5:37 here in the 3rd quarter. It was a 13-2 run for Sanford to close it out, and then they're opening it right back up here with a couple buckets to open up.
It's 18-4.
The 3rd quarter, and there you have it.
It's extended out to an 18-4 run. Yeah, Howard, again, it may take them a little bit, but it looks like they may have started to try and figure out a little bit of this Sanford defense. It's going to be a combination of outside shots, ball reversals, and drives after the ball reversal. That's how they're going to break down the Sanford defense. And Sanford literally is just offensively, they can't be hesitant. Right now, the only guy playing, confidently offensively is Nwobodo, who knows his role and knows, hey, I'm going to get the ball, I'm going to go to the basket strong.
And obviously, you don't want to mention danger zone, obviously, here so quickly, but it's the largest lead now for Howard, the longest run of the game. They're up by 6. Would be big here for the Warriors to find a bucket.
Yeah, the Warriors don't want to find, and that's the 4th foul there. That was an unnecessary reach by DeShields.
Again, DeShields, he has 8 points, second leading scorer, just 1 point behind Hollingsworth here for the Wildcats. And you mentioned a big one there as Damian Ross going to run back out onto the floor.
Yeah, it's a tough one. He's going to have to sit for quite a bit. Picking up that early foul. Ross is up to the challenge, though. I mean, he's again, I mean, it's another stable of great defenders that Coach Matthews has at his hand.
Polk able to split it, kick to the corner, loose, hesitated. He'll step into a mid-range jumper now, way off the mark. Rebound battled for underneath and taken away by Darius Brown.
Nice job by Darius Brown. Yeah, I really do love his game.
RJ Matthews
What a
scoop a
job.
layup. How about that one?
I don't know how the heck he got that off and finished it, but what a job by RJ.
I was wondering if he was going to try to pass it as he had all that momentum flying forward. Somehow scooped it up and in. And now the largest lead once again for Howard, 26-18. Porter Kelly wants to answer. It'll be big, and he does from the side pocket.
Sanford needed that. They hadn't really been able to get an outside shot to drop. Let's see if that wakes Porter Kelly up. He's been looking for the range throughout the game.
Good defense by Alex Luce. Got a hand on the Hollingsworth three. Now Richards Powell trying to find somewhere to go with the basketball. He finds R.J. Matthews in the corner. And now they'll reset as he passes on the three.
Good job here by Sanford. Howard just got to get themselves reset.
Richards Powell wants to answer the three from Porter Kelly. Can't do it. Air ball into Polk's hands. Kelly almost had a chance at another one. The pass was just a little bit out in front of him, as that one almost stolen by R.J. Matthews.
He's a little late, a little bit too much air on that pass over to Polk. But right there, Howard again. What's the key for them once Sanford gets in their half-court offense? They're going to have to pass the ball around, move the ball around the perimeter, and look for drives and kicks. They were a little bit late, a little bit stagnant. They didn't get that defense moving enough. And that three was a contested three here in the corner.
And our producer, Jason Winch, telling us there was a violation on R.J. Matthews there, a passing violation.
I'm not sure what that is.
As they feed it inside, that whistle's going to stay, I believe, on the floor, so not a shooting foul. It'll be against Darius Brown, and Coach Matthews upset with something. As I think he's going to let it's either upset with his own team or the officials. I think it might be the Wildcats actually now. 26-21, 4:10 to go here in the third. Kelly will inbound for the Warriors. Nico McNeil back into the game. They free up Kelly. He thought about a three, and this time they'll get him for the travel out on the left wing.
I'd say it was a good play design by Coach Perry and Sanford. Kelly just he didn't catch it cleanly, and that's really what forced the turnover.
And again, didn't catch the other one cleanly on the other side, too.
Yeah.
A couple passes that kind of left him out of his rhythm on those potential three opportunities.
There's another mask violation here.
And they're going to have to pull out Stanford there. Big loss. Sean Forrest will come back onto the floor here, at least for the moment.
I didn't see what he did in order to get the violation.
Yeah, me either. Halfway through quarter number three, a 5-point ball game, 26-21. Here at the Sanford School in a top 10 matchup here on Delaware Live Sports.
See, now this is better. Well,
Hollingsworth elevates three, won't go.
It was a little better. They were working the ball around, but with passing the ball around the perimeter's got to come some dribble penetration. Make the defense collapse, then kick. Otherwise, Sanford's just going to stay in their positions. They're just going to stay in their position. Two passes off, they're going to be closer into the lane. One pass away, they're going to be in the pass that denying. You gotta make them move defensively in order to create some penetration lanes. Howard did half of that. They passed the ball around, but they got to incorporate the dribble drive, as like some people like to say, into it a little bit.
That foul against Darius Brown, his second. You saw the Warriors trying to make a conscious effort to get it to Nwobodo on the block. Here they go again on the inbound. Double team, though. As they'll get it back out to Kelly, and now they'll reset him.
Nice move.
Nice spin move, and they're going to get him for a hook. Yeah, I mean, it was a late whistle. You saw it underneath, but a pretty move. Maybe got him a little bit with that hook on the elbow. But nonetheless, a foul call against the Warriors. Could have gone either way there.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm liking what I'm seeing from Nwobodo. I mean, you're seeing a confident player on the post. And like we said, 11 points in this game. He only averages 4.5 a game. If he can get more confident offensively and become a threat, that's going to really help the Sanford team out in the long run.
Kick to the corner. That's going to be a three for Richards. Powell won't go. Hollingsworth battling underneath, and he's wrapped up, I believe, by Nwobodo or Nico McNeil. Either way, two free throws coming for Hollingsworth, the team's leading rebounder, showing it on display there.
Yeah, I think they're going to get McNeil. This should be on the floor because he was passing it, but it looks like they're going to give him the two shots
That's
here.
what Polk's lobbying for, I believe. He was out at the free throw line.
He was passing that off to to Johnson, who was on the other side there.
Hollingsworth 2 for 2 from the free throw line. So far tonight, chance to extend this 5-point lead, and again, both teams struggling a little bit from the floor. As Stanford fresh back into the ball game off the mask violation. As they're going to give Nico McNeil a breather back. Forrest will stay in the game with Stanford, Wobodeau, Polk, and Kelly. And it's Hollingsworth, Marcus Johnson, both Richards pals, and Damian Ross is Darius Brown going to catch a breather along with the Seals, who's battling 4 fouls.
And here's that zone again from Howard.
Going to lead to a 3 for Forrest, and it's a big one.
Big hit, confident take. And obviously Forrest is more than capable of knocking those down. Nice job.
Then the ball stolen by Sean Forrest. Back-to-back plays from number 23 in white. And now at just a 3-point ball game, Sanford has a chance to tie this one up here.
2-3 zone.
Forrest had that one almost stolen away by Hollingsworth. Trying to loft it now to Wobodeau. That ball tipped, and it's going to go the other direction.
Nice, nice ball movement by Sanford there. And that's just good defense by Howard, able to make that a difficult catch for Wobodeau. But I like the concept right there from Sanford against the zone where they were looking to go. I think that's a good idea for Coach Perry's group.
We got a good one here tonight between 2 top 10 teams. They try to find a cutting Marcus Johnson, picked and stolen by Dion Polk. 3-on-3 the other way.
They forced that pass, Nick. That was not a good look.
They set up Forrest. How about another 3? That one had a shot, but rolls out.
That was a good look. I mean, it was a defensive breakdown. They didn't know where Forrest was. He had just hit one, so that was not a bad.
Hollingsworth off the front of the rim. Wobodeau with a good box out underneath. And now they're going to leak it up ahead. Dion Polk going to try to make something happen.
What hands.
But you said it. Active hands from Tamir Hollingsworth, who's going to close that one out defensively.
Really good hands by Hollingsworth.
Probably prevented a layup there from Dion Polk. Also didn't get the foul either. Good job of avoiding the foul calls. Hollingsworth also battling a little foul trouble here. He's done a good job in the third quarter. And Sanford set to inbound. Back to Forrest. Off the screen they go to Porter Kelly. Back to him. That's a deep one. He hit one. How about 2 for Porter Kelly?
Gonna have to come out of that zone if you're a Howard fan. The zone, I mean, Sanford's been able, they've now hit a couple of outside shots. They're finding the open guy on the perimeter. We're tied up, Nick.
27 all, minute 20 to play here at the Sanford School. Number 6 Sanford giving the top team in the state a run here at home. Here's Hollingsworth trying to find a slipping Darius Brown. Kicks back to Richards Powell. He gets in the paint. Hop step kick to the corner. This is Richards Powell for 3. Polk with the rebound. Up ahead, though, is Porter Kelly. He's going to go up with it. Hangs in the air. No foul call.
Wow.
Ball is still loose. And it's going to stay down this end. Interesting play down that side, Pat.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of contact there. How about Porter Kelly going for the Michael Jordan reverse layup?
Especially with the way the officials have been calling the game so far. Shocked to see that one.
Nonetheless, we got ourselves a ball game again here, Nick.
Yeah,
kind of woke up a little bit.
Yeah, good defense by the Howard Wildcats. And, that just goes without saying. Shouldn't even have to say it at this point. As we're under a minute in the third, they set up Stanford down low, and that was a good defense by Richards Powell. Might have got him with the body. Hand was on the ball.
Yeah, good job there by Stanford. Good seal. Way to go up strong with the basketball. He hasn't been very into the flow offensively in this game. But perhaps this gets him going. We'll see. Second leading scorer on this team.
Stanford will head to the free throw line. Pat just mentioned it. Right under 13 points a game for him. And first free throw is nothing but net. Gives Sanford the lead back for the first time since late in the second.
R.J. Matthews coming back in.
I believe that's Stanford's first bucket, or first free throw, first point, I should say, of the ball game. And you said it, with Polk and Stanford, your 2 leading scorers, combining for just 3 points so far. The other guys have really chipped in. 1 of 2 from the line. Rebound to Richards Powell.
see what Howard comes up with. Man, nothing fancy here from Sanford. I mean, it's the same look defensively.
Polk right in the face of Hollingsworth. That's a premier matchup.
Got to give him some help. These two are.
Look at the lateral movement from Dion Polk.
You got to keep going. He had it. He broke down the defense. You got to dribble to the lane there. This Sanford defense has got Howard hesitant. There's just no other way to describe it.
Forcing a tough shot by Hollingsworth. And now up ahead goes Porter Kelly. 16 seconds for Sanford. Here is Stanford. Will kick it out to the wing, and passing up on the three with Sean Forrest. He'll hand off to Polk here with 10.
You got to shoot that one, Sean. Especially you've knocked a couple down.
Kelly going to elevate three at the end of the third. Won't go, and out of play. That should be our final shot of the third quarter.
It's
going to stay down this end.
Watch the tip.
Yeah, it is going to stay down this end with Sanford.
Yeah, it was last touch by Matthews.
Yeah, so hold it right here, 28-27.
They can tap it in. Speaking of tap-ins, this is how St. E's beat Conrad on Saturday.
How about that? Yeah.
And they're I'm not sure why they ran that. I would have 0.3 seconds. He wasn't going to be able to catch and shoot that.
Yeah, that one might have gotten it off, but not really. But under a minute to go. We'll take a break here at the end of three. 28-27, a 1-point lead for Sanford. They get the lead back there in the third. We're going to the fourth. A great one from the Sanford School.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy.
But have you tried Premier? Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion.
And welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports. Nick Alessandrini alongside Pat Garianis. Jason Winchell, our producer. Nick Halliday on camera to my left. We've got a good one for our first day orthopedics game of the week. Number 1, Howard going on the road to take on number 6, Sanford. Howard 7-2 coming in. Sanford 4-1 coming in. Pat, it's been a defensive battle. It's been good throughout, and Sanford able to get that lead back. They have a 1-point lead, 28-27, as we head into the fourth.
Yeah, they were able to hit a couple outside jump shots, and they seem to really know how to break down that Howard zone. Credit to them. And, I mean, they've been doing this all game, but defensively they've just been locking in. Howard kind of settling a little bit, getting a little bit, looks a little bit fatigued offensively. Not as crisp ball movement, not as many drives off of the quick swings. We'll see if that changes here in the fourth.
And that ball they're going to say was tipped by Porter Kelly. Will stay down this end with the Wildcats. Demir Hollingsworth, he has 9 for Howard. James DeShields has 8. They're the 2 leading scorers. Porter Kelly, he has 9 for Sanford, and Wobodeau has 11. So there's your 4 leading scorers of the ball game. 2 on a team as Matthews going to launch a 3. That one off the mark. Here comes Polk. Pass to Kelly. He'll elevate from the baseline. Just missing as Stanford able to get the rebound, but it'll stay down that end with the Sanford Warriors, 7-27.
Nice job by Stanford crashing the offensive glass. Howard not finding the offensive players on that rebound, just kind of turning and waiting for the rebound to come to them. Again, potential fatigue setting in. Let's see how this fourth quarter goes. I mean, both of these teams have had to scratch and claw their way in this game because of the defense.
And on cue, defense for Howard forcing yet another turnover. Wobodeau throwing that one into the stands. Going to give it right back to the Wildcats. And again, it hasn't been the typical scorers in this game for either team. Hollingsworth still getting his. But some other guys stepping up in this one. Hollingsworth elevates in the paint.
It's a tough shot.
Yeah, another miss there inside. But a second chance opportunity coming for the Wildcats. Crossover from Hollingsworth, gets inside, layup again, another tough shot won't go. And then a tie-up between Stanford and Hollingsworth underneath the basket.
Yeah, it's a good job by Demir. I mean, here's the thing, though. He's trying to force his offense right now instead of running it in the flow of the offense. And, you know, you'd like to see a few more passes. Like I said, the key here against the Sanford defense, swings and penetration off of the swings. They're not doing that. Demir trying to get a little bit one-on-one right now, and that's going to be tough. The defenders are right on him.
And again, we're not used to seeing that. This game is just, a tight game for Howard. Maybe not used to being in some of these tight games where they need to.
Little frustration.
Yeah, exactly.
Little
right.
frustration for sure.
Polk able to get past half court now to Forrest. As Wobodo with a nice pass to Stanford on the cut.
Yep, nice job. Nice cut by Stanford. Howard was little confused defensively there. They weren't sure who was covering who. Got lost in translation. Led to the easy layup.
30-27, three-point lead for Sanford with 6:24 remaining. Hollingsworth back to R.J. Matthews. And again,
they got to work the ball around the perimeter. Look at how Sanford doesn't even have to play defense.
Tough deep two that time for Hollingsworth, and
forcing it.
Now one off the mark as well. Here's the trap on Dion Polk, able to get it to Forrest. One more to Kelly as they'll hold it here. Kelly back to Forrest. That's a free throw jumper off the back end of the rim.
It's a good look. Sanford's starting to get some better looks. Again, potentially fatigue here for Howard. Perhaps a little bit of concentration kind of going away. And Sanford's starting to get better looks here in this fourth quarter. They haven't connected on all of them, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
We'll see now what the Wildcats do here offensively. A couple of forced shots the last few possessions. That baseline for Richards Powell, no good, but there's Damian Ross battling underneath. His putback attempt also no good, but now a tie-up from Stanford and Richards Powell underneath. This time it'll stay with Howard.
Again, though, Howard, there's it's a three-point game. They don't need to get into the one pass, let's pull up and put a shot up. They can still work their offense a little bit. You got to stay patient in these situations.
Nice pass to Richards Powell, but unable to finish.
It's a good look. Just wasn't able to get it up high enough off the glass.
Polk on the baseline, and a little bit too much hesitation down there, and he got the extra step as he tried to fire it to the corner.
DeShield's going to come back in. 4 fouls for him, and he's been resting since around this mark in the third quarter. Let's see if there's a little bit of rust here on him, Nick.
And he'll have the ball in his hands quickly with 5:23 remaining. You're right, it's been out quite a while, battling with 4 fouls. Has 8 points here in the ball game, though. Hollingsworth missed his last few attempts. Brown will kick it to the corner. Here's Damian Ross. And he's short on his layup attempt, and Howard kind of struggling on some of these drives, and they're able to get inside. The layup's just not going.
That was the cleanest look they've had in a few minutes. Just couldn't finish.
30-27, still in favor of the Warriors. Another bucket here would be big. As Nwobodo going to get to the bucket. Good active hands by Hollingsworth. Up ahead to DeShields. His reverse layup is in. And a big change of events there, Pat. We saw Howard using that defense to get the offense going.
Yeah, quick hands by Hollingsworth, and the quick outlet pass up to DeShields, who uses the rim as a defender, finishes with the left hand. Again, that's Howard's really bread and butter, has been getting out in transition. Haven't been able to do that in this game. I mean, even in that Newman-Goretti game, it was at the overtime game where you're thinking, oh, well, you know what? They might have been frustrated in that game. It was 77-72.
Yeah.
They're not scoring right here because the defense for Sanford, they're keeping that score down low. That tends to frustrate teams when they're not getting buckets. They want to try to force it. It's almost like they can see the lead in the game right grasping right out in front of them, and they try to force the issue. You can't do that. You got to stay patient.
Again, Darius Brown and Rayson Matthews usually combine for around 23 points a game out of those two guys. They've got 6 combined here today. And again, some of those other guys pitching into Shields, he usually averages 8. He's got 10, so he's a little over his average.
And that's in foul trouble.
You're absolutely right. And again, Nwobodo having a big game for Sanford. He's still got 11. Porter Kelly, he has 9. And again, though, a little bit of a drought offensively for both teams, but Sanford after that, Forrest 3.
Do have a score update for you here. Appoquintis is thanks to our own Glenn Frazier. Appo leading Middletown 11-6 after 1. A little bit of a struggle shooting from Middletown in that first quarter, sounds like.
Yeah, some of the top teams be battling this week to stay in the top 3 for Howard and Middletown as we're back underway here. 4:45 to go. A 1-point game here from the Sanford School Warriors in front of Howard, 30-29.
And again, Sanford can play at their own pace here. They like the half court. They can run their offense, try and get a good look, even if it takes a minute and a half off the clock.
Nwobodo To the right wing, feeds it
Nice.
back underneath the Stanford. Can he finish? Floater hangs on the rim and falls.
Really good inlet pass there by Porter Kelly. Nice catch and finish by Stanford.
32-29. Still a one-possession ball game as we hit the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. Hollingsworth kicks over to R.J. Matthews. He'll launch a three. Once again, Wildcats struggling from beyond the arc.
Yeah, it's just they're shooting too soon in their possession. There's not enough ball movement. They're not in a rhythm with these shots.
Coach Ty Perry worried about the 5-second call, potentially going to call a timeout here and talk it over with his team. 3:52 remaining in this one, 32-29, Pat. And again, we're coming down the stretch here, under 4 to go.
Sanford's in a great spot. They're in a great spot, and I think this is a good timeout by Coach Perry and his group. They want to make sure that they execute very well in this offensive possession. They really haven't had a two-possession lead really since early in that second quarter when it was 14-6. So this is a big-time possession. They go up 5 or 6 in this game. It really puts the pressure on Howard. Right now, Howard is one shot away from tying the game. You go up by 2 possessions here, you put the pressure on this team. So I think he understands the magnitude of this possession and wanting to get a good look and a good set here.
And Howard, no in-state losses yet this season. They are 7-2. Again, they have gotten 9 games in already this year, just 5 as compared to Stanford. They're 4-1, or excuse me, Sanford. But again, Howard, only 2 losses. Again, out of state, Newman, Goretti, and St. Elizabeth from New Jersey. So we'll see if Sanford can try to hold on and give Howard their first loss, or if Howard going to give Sanford their second loss of the year and trying to remain atop our rankings.
Yeah, the key here has been Sanford's been playing the game at their pace. It's been half court. They haven't been turning the basketball over, which Howard feasts on those transition baskets.
So here we go, ball in the hands of the Warriors, under 4 minutes to play, and a 3-point lead.
Spreading the floor out. I like the spacing here from Sanford.
We'll see, they try to get the ball down low to some of those big fellas that have been having good games.
And they overloaded that side. They had Nwobodo. I mean, he's got the size advantage over Hollingsworth.
Yeah, tough matchup for Hollingsworth, but he'll guard up any possession or any position. Polk trying to force it down low to Stanford. Ball's loose. Actually a nice save, and they're able to recoup it.
Yeah, good defense by Howard. Just tremendous hustle by Nwobodo to come up with that loose ball.
Stanford did a good job just to tip it back in bounds. Not sure where he was tipping it even himself, but like you mentioned, Nwobodo coming out of nowhere to save the ball. And the possession here for the Warriors as the clock hits 3 minutes, still a 3-point ball game.
Yeah, and this is Sanford again. This is games being played at their pace. And they don't mind this. They're up 3 right now. As long as they don't turn the basketball over, they're okay with this slow pace.
Now they find Nwobodo on the block, and he's fouled underneath by Damian Ross.
Yep. He had good positioning. He's a big-bodied guy. Howard really doesn't have anyone that can match his, other than Johnson, Marcus Johnson off the bench. They don't have anyone that can match his, his strength.
Yeah, that's true. It's something that they've been utilizing all game. And again, that possession win is if you're Sanford, how you would have wanted it to go. Now they'll inbound underneath and see if they can do similar things and maybe end up with a bucket. Howard going to try to make something happen here defensively till 2:40 to play in this one. Still a one-possession game.
One thing to keep in mind, the next Howard foul will put Sanford on the line for 1-on-1. And there's a turnover. Forced the issue on that pass, Nick.
Howard getting the turnover they needed. Now they'll get the ball back here, the chance to tie it up. 2:34 remaining.
Yeah, Sanford didn't stay patient. Tried to force the issue. Howard's got to be happy with that. Now, again, you see these guys walking the ball up. Not sure if there's any fatigue here for Howard or not, but they really should work the ball around this offense, work the defense a little bit, make these guys move their feet before taking a shot.
2 scores today have been Hollingsworth and DeShields.
The ball's been stuck on that far side of the court. They got to get it over here. Make the defense move.
And how about that? They're going to get Darius Brown with the moving screen. So the foul against Howard going to give the ball right back to the Warriors, 2:10.
Ball sticking too much for Howard. Again, that ball for the majority of that possession was on one side of the floor. Sanford doesn't have to move their feet defensively. You're not wearing them down, but you're wearing yourself out a little bit on the defensive floor because Sanford's moving it around. I mean, this is just It's clinical right here, what Sanford is doing. Yeah, okay, they may not be making a whole lot of baskets, but they have completely flipped the pace on a team that plays with a tremendous pace and usually dominates that phase of the game in Howard.
And again, we haven't seen Howard, at least yet this season, look like they have tonight, as you mentioned.
They're completely flustered. Yeah. Sanford's gotten them completely flustered.
Here's Porter Kelly up top
That's
to
the fifth
Shields,
foul.
and that'll be it for him. And they were going to need his offense down the stretch here. And again, those are some tough calls.
Oh, well, again, it is, but when you're playing up hard, playing up press like that, the offensive player is going to get the step on you a lot of times because he knows where he's going before you do, and he puts you in a compromise. That's a headsy play by, was that Kelly?
I think it's Porter Kelly, yeah.
He knew. He felt the defender on him. He's a senior. Perhaps he embellished it a little bit.
So it is the fifth foul. They haven't removed the Shields. He's kind of just lurking here in the back.
They got 15 seconds to make this sub.
And there they go. So I wanted to make sure we were right with that being his fifth foul, and so that is confirmed. So Richards Powell going to head back into the ball game. That's Xavier.
Big free throws here for Porter Kelly. Again, push this game to a 2-possession lead. Now under 2 minutes to go. That could be big.
And he's long on the first one and no good, but how about Stanford underneath?
And now again, no rush for Sanford. They're in absolutely no hurry right now. They're in a great position. Don't turn the basketball over. You're going to get fouled and go to the line again if you take care of business.
That could have been the play of the game, that offensive rebound for Stanford. We'll see how it plays out, but that was a big one. And now here's Dion Polk. If Sanford's able to find a bucket here, going to make it tough on the Wildcats. And now they're going to wrap up Porter Kelly near half court.
There's a tech. I don't know who they teed up. They teed someone up.
It's Xavier Richards Powell fresh into the ball game for DeShields. And again, we were paying attention to the wrap-up on Porter Kelly near half court. We didn't see what happened in the back of that.
And there's the frustration of this game that has finally, manifested itself for Howard. I mean, Howard has done a really good job up to this point in terms of keeping their composure, even though they're frustrated. Right. I mean, it's very clear that they've been frustrated based off the shot selection and the way that they've been playing offensively, but they have really done a good job of being composed up to that point. Now, this is a tough situation. You got to hope for some missed free throws here and a turnover. If you're a Howard Wildcat right now, Porter Kelly and Sanford, they could put the game away here with these, potential 4 free throws and possession.
They struggled as of late from the free throw line, so again, that's a big part of it. We'll see. And Porter Kelly, one of the better shooters on the Warrior team, so he'll be at the free throw line here. And you mentioned it, some big free throws coming up for number 11.
It's 4 free throws in the ball if you make the front. So you missed the front end. So now it's 2 foul shots in the ball.
So Porter Kelly 0 for 2 on his last 2 free throws. And again, he's hit a couple threes today. Again, one of the better shooters, but struggling from the foul line. And now Polk going to step in and take these 2.
Yeah, these are the technical shots.
Able to get down and go, so a big free throw there. And 33-29 with one more on the way. And shooters roll that one, falls, so 2 for 3, technically 2 of 4 if you want to look at it that way for the Sanford Warriors. Polk knocks down 2, and just like that, Pat, a 5-point game, 34-29, 1:17 to go.
And again, and now it's 2 shots for every foul.
Sanford with the ball to get it into Polk. Quiet night offensively, but obviously doing his thing, leading the team. One of the floor generals for the Warriors, and now Sanford up by 5 with a minute to play.
There's the foul, or timeout. Timeout here by Coach Perry, feeling like his team, maybe a little bit uncomfortable with this pressure here.
We've seen that a few times where they've thrown it away also. So.
And he's at a spot here to try to pull the upset off. A minute left. He wants to make sure these guys execute down the stretch. This just could be big. Howard's got decisions to make. Minute 3 to go. At what point do you have to turn and go for the foul when you're trying to get a steal from a team that has barely maybe turned the ball over 4 or 5 times the whole game? Sanford's done a really good job of that.
And their leading scorer, Jameer DeShields, the 6-foot sophomore guard, is out of the ball game when they need his offense down the stretch. He's picked up 5 fouls here tonight. He is fouled out. So a big loss offensively for the Wildcats. And now if you're Howard, you look to Hollingsworth, you look to Darius Brown, Rayson Matthews, Xavier Richards-Powell. Those 4 guys all averaging double figures. That obviously not the case tonight for some of those guys, but they're going to need them down the stretch here.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're going to need a steal, and they're going to have to do something that they haven't been able to do, which is hit quick shots and outside shots more than likely at some point here. You know, the turning point in this game was around like the 5-minute mark where, you know, I feel like Howard kind of started getting they started to let their frustration and uncomfortableness, I guess is the proper word there, show in their offense, where they started, you know, kind of getting away from the let's swing the ball around, stay patient on offense.
That was it. You're absolutely right. I agree with you there for sure.
And now Sanford has really controlled the last 3 minutes of this game. I think maybe only a few quick possessions for Howard. But other than that, Sanford's been dribbling the clock out here in the last 5 minutes.
1:03 officially remaining on the clock, a 34-29 game here, and we'll see if Howard fouls right away.
Nice job by Polk using his body to get Hollingsworth off balance.
Try to look for the steal, and now they're going to have to foul. And
wow.
Howard might be able to come away with this one, a tie-up.
Jump ball's going to keep it here with Sanford. That's huge.
Good job by the Howard defense. But you're right, if that possession error was pointing the other direction, would have been big for Howard. Again, getting chippy down there a little bit in this one. Clock stopped, 52 seconds. Sanford should inbound here. Up by 5. And now they're wondering maybe if the possession arrow was maybe going the wrong way.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out. The officials should have it in their pockets, and that's what rules.
We'll see. Again, the arrow was pointing Sanford's way. They're going to give it to the Howard Wildcats. So that's a big turn of events.
They didn't click the arrow over on the table. That's what that comes down to.
So that's big. 2-possession ball game, but Howard now has a shot here under a minute to play.
They need a quick basket, Nick. Whether it's a 2 or a 3, doesn't matter. It's got to be quick, which is going to be tough against this Sanford defense with how they pack line.
Hollingsworth gets fouled on the jump shot on the baseline. Dion Polk, so clock stops, and you get some free throws. That's what you want if you're Howard. Now, if you're Hollingsworth, it's got to knock him down.
Yeah, I love Dion Polk as a defender. I love the energy there. Once he fell, he should have just stayed down. It's all right, give up the 2 if need be. You don't want them to score with the clock stopped. I mean, at the very least, you know, if he makes that, the clock continues to run.
Still 34-29, 42.8 with Hollingsworth stepping to the free throw line. Leading scorer on the season for the Howard Wildcats, and some big ones here for the senior.
Yeah, they've been missing, so they've been long on a lot today.
They have been. I mean, both teams for the most part, but especially Howard. As that free throw off the mark for Hollingsworth. One more on the way. Going to have to hit this one. More battle on the glass for a second chance opportunity.
Tell you what, Nick, another week. Some more shakeups could be happening in our top 10.
Second free throw for Hollingsworth is no good. And you saw Howard point over to Porter Kelly during the free throw like they wanted to foul him. We'll see if they do that.
And they do. Hollingsworth will get the foul.
So Sanford, 34 seconds on the verge of the upset on number 1 ranked Howard. Would be the first in-state loss for the Wildcats.
29 points for a team that's used to scoring close to 70 a game. What a job defensively by Sanford today. I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due.
And Kelly, he just has not been able to find it from the free throw line. And he, again, a great shooter, knocking down the triples, knocking down some big buckets today for the Warriors. But at the free throw line, he has really struggled. And, again, that's why Howard was kind of pointing to him down the other way, saying that's the guy they wanted to foul. And a big one here. We'll see if he can hit it. And he does.
2 threes are going to be needed here from Howard. Score update for you, Nick. Cavs of Middletown end the half on a 9-2 run. However, Appo leading 22-16 at the half. So do the math there. It was 22 to 7 or 20 to 7 at one point there. Apple on top. Middletown, again, really struggling to score. Not quite sure what the reasoning is there. But
well, Pat, a two-possession game here, 35-29, 34 seconds remaining.
look at
Howard
this.
has the ball.
Look down into the huddle. Howard on their knees, bending over. Sanford up, doesn't look fatigued at all. And here's the difference. And this could be, you could disagree with this at home. The difference is Sanford offensively has made Howard work just as hard on defense. Like they cancel each other out, right, in terms of their effort. However, Sanford's worked that ball on offense and swung it around the perimeter, made Howard work on defense. Same wasn't done over here. Sanford worked hard on offense, but really didn't have to work too hard defensively for the majority of this game. Howard's had to work on both ends.
We'll see if the Wildcats can pull out some magic here on the road. 34 seconds, a two-possession, 6-point ball game. Howard trailing by 6. Here's Hollingsworth. Going to put it on the floor, kick it over to R.J. Matthews. Got away, and no, he didn't. Tried to do, maybe thought about, you see the step-back threes nowadays. You see it all the time, and too much footwork.
The pass came maybe sooner than he thought it was going to come. He was trying to get to that corner. He just didn't get there in time before the pass got to him.
And that
it's a timing thing.
Could be the turnover of the game there. 35-29. They're going to have to run and foul Porter Kelly. They do. 23 seconds now remaining. Still a 6-point game. Some free throws coming up for Kelly.
Timeout-wise, Howard still has 2. So 2 misses, and they come down and hit a 3. They can stop the clock. So Porter Kelly really can put this thing away, though, with 1 free throw. Push this to a 3-possession game.
One of his last 4 or 5. And he's going to field there, knocks it down.
That's a big one, man. That's a 3-possession game now.
11 points in the double figures goes Porter Kelly. As his 2 threes he hit there in the third might have been the offensive, as that one goes in and out.
They got to go. Howard's got to move here.
Matthews going to step into a 3. Short into the hands of Alex Luce. Ball tipped around. Nwobodo fouled in the backcourt. Clock stopped at 15. And Sanford looking pretty good here at home and on the verge of an upset on the top-ranked Howard Wildcats.
And you got to give credit to Coach Perry and his group. Their defensive intensity was absolutely insane today. Insane how they played. And, you know, they knew what they needed to do to win. They had to keep this game down tight in terms of scoring. They did that. Look at the score, 36-29. That's the recipe for wins for Sanford. That's how they win games. They win these low-scoring, scratch them out, draw them out, drag them out fights. And, they did what they needed to do. They did what they needed to do. I was impressed with this Warriors group for sure.
And, Pat, we talked about the defense, and like you said, they kind of cancel out, but you hit it on the head. Sanford had the better offensive game plan in terms of they were able to execute better and didn't take bad shots. And if you don't take bad shots, you don't turn the ball over, you can't lead Howard in transition.
Well, that's it. They didn't turn the basketball over, right? You know, I mean, Howard gets a ton of buckets off those transition field goals. They didn't get those today. And I did say that the key to the game was Sanford's going to have to find offense. Well, not if you hold the team under 30 points that you're playing. You don't have to find offense then.
Matthews 3, no good. Rebound to Deion Polk.
That's a big win.
That's going to do it, Pat. Sanford here at home gets the upset over number 1 Howard, 37-29.
Yeah, hard-fought win. That's, this is going to be Sanford basketball this year, folks. It's not the high-flying, high-scoring teams that you've seen under Stan Waterman over the past 5 years. This team's going to play really lock-steady defense. They're going to frustrate you offensively, and they're going to try and win low-scoring games.
And they did that here tonight. What a performance it was for Ibuka Nwobodo. 12 points for him to lead the way. Porter Kelly right behind him with 11. And then Sean Forrest pitches in with 3. Stanford with 5. Alex Luce with a bucket. And Deion Polk only with 4 coming into the game, averaging 14. And again, the other guys were able to step up as Nwobodo with a big 12 for his squad. And then you look over at Howard, Pat. They struggled offensively. Hollingsworth did lead the way for them. He had 10. And then DeShields, he was right in there with 10 as well, but he fouled out late in that game. But besides those 2 guys, everybody else coming in well below their averages.
We didn't tally shots here in this game, but obviously the defense was tremendous by Sanford. Howard also missed a ton of wide open outside shots that I think if they hit a little bit more of those, obviously it's a different game. They lose by 8, but it was really a lot of that was coming from end of game free throws. Howard struggled from outside. They couldn't get the transition baskets that they typically do because of Sanford's defense, and that was the difference in this game, man. That's what the difference was, Nick.
The Warriors get the win here in a defensive battle over the top-ranked Howard Wildcats. Howard falls to 7-3. Sanford advances to 5-1. Pat, we talked about the shakeups. You'll hear a lot about it tomorrow night on Delaware Live Weekly. We'll be back at Buffalo Wild Wings. Make sure you tune in then again at 7 o'clock. For Nick Alessandrini, Pat Garianis, Nick Halliday, and Jason Winchell. Again, big upset here at Sanford. The Warriors take down the Wildcats. We'll see you tomorrow.